Hello. Oh, shoot. That should be okay. All right. What's up? Surprise. I will probably be here almost an hour to knit. Actually, you know what? I'm worried that I need to start ribbing. We're gonna try it. Let's see. Hi. Hi, Lisa. How are you feeling? Oh, okay. No, not as long as I thought. This is for John, by the way. But I bet I only have 2 more inches before I can start ribbing. Hello. Am I okay? Who knows? I just literally looked at the sweater and I'm like, oh, I've gone a lot further than I thought. I wonder if I can start ribbing, but it's not time. Uh, what's up? Okay, 2 inches, how many rows about is that? Looks like about 1, 2, 3, 10 rows. Hello, surprise. You guys, who are you barking at? No one. Lisa, that is awesome. Yay. Hello. That's probably better. Maybe you can actually see the sweater. I love this color too, but I feel like against the pink, it does not do it justice. Shush over there. Who clicked on the wrong live? What do you mean? John's working. Otherwise, I would ask him to come down and see if this actually is long enough, but I'm pretty sure it's not. So what's going on? It's Thursday. You all must be planning your weekends. Mel said if they're like mine, all things each other and nothing all the same time. You mean what they're barking at? It looks gross against the pink though, doesn't it? And I'm using pink needles, and that's how I noticed that it looks kind of disgusting with the pink, but you know, that's a matter of taste. Some people probably love it. Carrie. Really? That's weird. Sarah, are you okay? Are you okay? Lisa said we're packing for a road trip to Florida, making sure I get my projects in order for the next 6 months. Oh my gosh, that is so hard to do, isn't it? Planning for that long. I've actually thought about that before because we've talked about long trips and, you know, traveling in the camper, stuff like that. And I'm like, how would I do that? She said, I'm sure I won't be buying any more yarn. Yeah, right. There's no more yarn anywhere. So you have to make sure that you're ready. Hello, Marie. Mel said that copper is my favorite color. Oh my gosh. Somebody looked it up and it was like Japanese maple, I think. Oh, Sarah said just teacher tired. That must be a special kind of tired, Sarah. I cannot imagine. I really can't. Elizabeth said I will be working all weekend like usual. That is the bummer of doing something that people do in their leisure time, right? Like having your job be that. You know what I mean. Lisa said, thank you for sending out my purchase. Fibre purchase so quick. It was waiting for me when I got home from procedure. I know it sounds silly, but I thought about that. I was like, what if it doesn't make it? But I figured that you know. Because how long could it possibly take to get from me to you? I could drive to your house probably in 9 or 10 hours or less. Probably less. So I don't know if I've ever timed it or like looked up the timing. Kira said, how do I make a video on YouTube? So these dogs, you guys, they just came running through here. Kira, there's some really good videos about making videos on YouTube. So if you use your phone, I mean, I personally don't like YouTube's editing software. So I bought software to edit with, watched a ton of videos, filmed with a camera, put it all on a laptop, edited it, and then you go to YouTube Studio and that's where you upload it. That's how I do it, but that's like more of the old school way. Like a lot of people do it just all on their phones now. Sarah said it's like mom tired. Elizabeth said, Sarah, am I remembering correctly that you teach middle school? Oh my gosh, that must be a like extra level. Carrie said, next time I order from you, I'll stand out on my porch and you throw it really hard. Okay, but you know, I'm getting a little older. My shoulders are not what they used to be. Can you guys hear him running through? The butts. This might have been the worst time of day. What? Are you so full of the beans? Were you eating something outside? There's a leaf hanging onto your face. You're welcome. There's so many Google, just like not Google, put it in the YouTube search engine and there's tons of beginning video making videos. That sounds silly, but watch a video about how to make a video. Hello, Erica. Lisa said we have a couple really great yarn shops in Florida. I plan to stop at the Four Pearls when I visit friends and family in St. Pete's area. Four Pearls is the home of Emma's Yarn. I don't know Emma's Yarn. Maybe I need to look it up. Ooh, high school. I bet there's a lot good about that and then a lot that's exhausting. Carrie said, that's okay. My eyes aren't what they used to be, so I won't catch it anyway, as long as I dodge in the right direction. John threw a washcloth at me in our bathroom the other night because I said, hey, will you throw me a washcloth? So I could wash my face, as one does, and I was like 4 feet from him and couldn't catch it. That's why I'm knitting and not playing sports. Elizabeth said, okay, I was pretty sure it wasn't elementary. I feel like they must all teaching jobs must have their own like really difficult parts. Hello, Rebecca. I know some of you guys saw the Krampus sweater. I ordered yarn from bed last night. I'm just going to do it with the Knit Picks palette yarn. And I'm going to keep mine kind of neutral. Well, both of us, John and I are both going to knit one. I'm going to knit one for both of us. We're both going to get one. But he's not going to knit one. So I was laughing because somebody else said, I bought another cardigan pattern today. The sea glass cardi. Have you guys seen it? And somebody said, well, when do you think you're going to start on it? And I'm like, I don't know, 2027? Because I have so many in line. But, you know, I can change up the order. Erica said, I'm a yoga teacher. Maybe different, but there is a thing. I'm sure. Erica, are you going to knit it too? They are not going to be identical colors, Elizabeth. No. He wanted like kind of a buff, like a fawn color background and a dark brown design. And I'm going to do gray. And then I picked a kind of multicolor heather for the design. So we'll see how it goes. I can always change my mind on the design color, but it's like light gray heather. Mel said, I'm trying to wrap up work. Teachers are awesome, special people. My job is easy compared to that. Erica, I know. I was thinking like I have that whole thing full of sock yarn. I could do that sea glass tea. Oh my gosh, Rebecca, that's exciting. Union 36-inch loom then, huh? You can make big rugs on that. Okay, Sarah is a level 1 special ed. I work with students who are in general education classes but need help staying focused and organized. Some need extra time. Cindy, I found a Krampus sweater that's like a yoke and I put it on Facebook, didn't I? Yeah. And you can go see what it looks like. They're like carrying away the children. There's more than one Krampus in it. They're carrying away the children. There's fire. It's really funny. I hope I didn't offend anyone because it's really just because I think it's funny. Sarah said, what's funny is that the general ed kids ask me for more help than my kids do. Elizabeth said, I've seen the sea glass pullover. Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one. If it's the same. The tee is just short sleeves, so maybe it's not the same. I don't know. Because there are, and then you get a hat. There's a hat. If you buy the tee, you get the hat free, I think. I thought I saw that. Lisa said, I've had that sea glass in my favorites for a long time. The tee or the cardi's got a grampy collar, and I love that. A grampy collar is a shawl collar for anyone who doesn't speak my language. Sarah, you mean then your special ed kids? Hello, Candy. It's a job. Erica said, yes, I want to knit it. I'm Icelandic, so we have this evil, I don't know how to say that, and her owner and a bunch of weird elves for Christmas, so this is sort of apropos. Perfect. Well, I'm going to have to wait. It's just the Knit Picks yarn, but I'm going to have to wait. Sometimes they ship kind of slowly. So, and I mean, I like their stuff. I actually do like it. I know a lot of people talk smack about them, but I think a lot of their stuff is pretty good. So, and for color work, I love the palette yarn. Okay, the tee. Well, the cardi that I saw was knit in DK. I haven't looked closely at the pattern yet because I'm not going to knit it till 2027 anyway. So I don't know. I'm hoping that I can just do it in different weights and pick what weight. Uh-oh, Erica's got an evil black cat. Carrie has a black cat, but I'm sure it's not evil. Yes, the tea. Okay. I do too, Rhonda. I mean, this, oh no, it's not. I was going to say this is Wool of the Andes, but I have knit a lot of sweaters with Wool of the Andes and it's great. So I just don't get it. Why so many people have such a complaint about them. Carrie said, I like Knit Pick stuff. Their sock yarns hold up well, have a lot of variety and are affordable. And their, the stroll is beautiful in color work. It just lays very nicely. Okay, Mel, I don't know how to say that in Finland. Is that something like Krampus, you mean? Lisa said, I like Knit Picks too, but they are a bit slow on their mailings. Why are they so slow, Lisa? I don't want to be a jerk, but like if I spend a bunch of money on yarn, can't you just get it out? Know what I mean? I mean, I know I'm just like a little one-person show, but I get it out pretty quickly. Oh no, Rhonda said, did you hear that? Is it Missouri Star Quilt Company? MO Star Quilt Company bought webs. I didn't hear that, but I'd love to hear more about it. What does that mean? Are they going to combine? That would be really smart. Elizabeth said, I like Knit Picks. I've gotten great results with everything I've tried so far. Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten anything where I was like, this isn't good. Carrie said, Vex is not evil. She's regal and way more mature than her two little sisters. I haven't seen a picture of Vex in a while. I'm just saying. And I could have posted 8 pictures of these two hooligans today because they were so cute. Hello, Melissa. How are you doing? Are you doing okay? Are you traveling for bad reasons this weekend? Because Melissa's traveling. Elizabeth said, what? That's how I feel. Carrie said, very true. About the slow shipping, you mean? Mel said, good to hear about nitpicks. I've been wanting to try them. So I think some of you will appreciate this. You know all the socks that I knit? Maybe you've heard. I don't know. And I, during the nitpick sale, I put a ton of sock yarn in my cart and I never checked out, which is something that I do sometimes. Because I get it all in there and then I'm like, this is so much and I don't want to spend the time weeding it down, so I just end up walking away from it, which is fine. So I went to order the sweater yarn for me and John's sweater and the order came out to be like $640 and I was like, I don't think that's right. So I had to go in my cart and delete like $500 worth of sock yarn. Come on, babe. Come on. That's my girl. Ooh. Candy said, when did you hear that, Rhonda? Hope that doesn't mean the prices are all going to go up. Lisa said, have you ever ordered from Wool & Company? They're super fast and the prices are great. I think I have. Elizabeth said, I have to take the little fluffs out to pee. Don't say anything funny till I get back. Okay. All right. Good, Melissa. I'm glad it's a good thing. She's going to Oregon for her sister's wedding. That would be very fun. No, Mel, I only saw one picture today. What do you mean? Oh, thank you. This is my claim to fame. I knit this blanket on size 1 needles. It is all sock yarn. Most of it is from leftover from sock yarns that I knit the socks from. And it's pretty big. I'm going the wrong way. It's pretty big. Rhonda said, I saw an article about the sale. I'll find it again and post to Facebook. There's a horrible mend on it too somewhere. I don't know. If I could see it, I'd show it to you. It's really not good, but I was learning. Chris, I'm glad you found it funny because I was laying in bed with John and I was asking him what colors he wanted. And then I got to the checkout part and I'm like, oh dear, that is definitely wrong. So I went back to it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this all stayed in my cart. And then I said, oh, it kind of hurts to delete all these, but I did. All of them. Carrie said, I do that sometimes, too many choices. I get overwhelmed and bail. Yeah, my intention was to come back and narrow it way down, like by 75%. But then that seemed kind of difficult. And honestly, my sock yarn space is there's room, but there's not $500 worth of sock yarn room. And it wouldn't have been that much because of the sale. Let's just be clear. I was not going to spend $500 on sock yarn in one go. I like to spread it out. Rhonda said, I think Webb's bought Love Crafts last year, so it'll be a big craft company. Interesting. Kira said, should I wait until I have some inventory? No, Kira, I always tell people, start filming yourself and then watch the film for a while before you even try to make the video, because you will feel more comfortable in front of the camera if you've done it a little bit and watched it a few times. You don't have to do it for like weeks or anything, but just do a few. Rebecca said, I'm fur-lined, aka my cats are laying on top and around me. You're catified. Okay, you can be funny now. Elizabeth's back. Candy said, I just got Valley Yarns and some Cascade and a DK in Christmas colors for stockings on sale from Webb's. Candy, are you knitting stockings? Deb, you should. It took me like probably, I would say 6 or 7 years because I would knit 1 or 2 rows and then I would just put it away and use it like a kind of like a palette cleanser between projects. That's what I do with the Hexie Puffs now. So someday I'll just have enough to put them together. I might be in a wheelchair and unable by, I mean, it might be 25 years from now. I don't know. It might cover my whole house. But it's a great palette cleanser, so I just knit a few of the hexies, shove them all in a bag, and then go do a real project. Chris said, oh, so funny, it's me. I go to Amazon and see items languishing in a cart I meant to order and got distracted. I bet you I still have... Oh, no, I took them out. I went to buy citric acid for the dye studio, like, I don't know, a few days ago, and there was 3 things sitting in my cart that I don't even want. That's proof that I buy stuff on impulse. Natalie, hi. Terry said, I'm dusting off my knitting abilities doing a top-down sweater for my granddaughter. It's by Knitting Pure and Simple. That's cool. Carrie said, I do love that save for later feature. Thank you, Cindy. All you do is the first 2 rows in black and then do the normal mitered square. In fact, I don't even bother like changing up the, decreasing the first 2 rows. I just do the total number. Colors of Hope. It's amazing that you did all. I know. I can't believe it now. But it's kind of fun because I look and remember old socks. It's like you remember it. Susan, I think it's Susan Kang. Susie Kang. I don't remember the name exactly, Mel, but it is in my Ravelry queue if you're on there. Erica said, not my queue, my projects. Erica said, I want to see a palette cleanser that covers a whole house, honestly. Maybe just a king-size bed. But wouldn't that be great? Like, my kids will probably throw it away. But it should go in a museum. She said, I always give myself 5 years to complete projects. I'm going to need 5 years for this sweater. Carrie said, Dana's working from home a few days a week now, and he and I are sharing my studio space, which made me notice that I need to clean up a few of my shelves. Oh, man. When you say clean up, what does that mean? Like move it into a tub? Give him some space? Candy said, I love doing that with crochet, squares, blocks, hexies, and motifs, and shove them in a bag and drag out. That's what I'm going to do, Candy. Someday I'm going to have a sewing party. But also, I want to do tons of colors before I start sewing them together so that it's not like a bunch of like 5 different colors in the bottom and then the next few rows are 5 new colors. So I really need to wait until they're all done. You don't have to do that with this because you knit them together. Lisa said, Richard sometimes orders his stuff on Amazon before I clear it of my wish list items. So do you just get your whole cart, Lisa? I think John accidentally ordered the whole cart once. Maybe it wasn't an accident. I don't know. Mel said, also reporting that the jeans dyeing, oh no, was of course a failure. Like I've never watched a FLD video ever and know that cotton. Oh, I'm sorry, Mel. If you can use tulip like the tie dyes. I'm sorry, I did not ask you what kind of dye you were using, did I? Carrie said, whoops, give him some space, organize the shelves that are really just organized piles. Ooh, I feel that. Ooh, I feel convicted. I was in here today thinking like you really need to just spend 15 minutes a day doing something about this. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, it's bad. Elizabeth said if your kids don't want it, they can probably contact us here in the tribe and one of us will take it and memorialize you through it. Okay. I'll ask them to just like make a video and just like maybe sell it all in a garage sale. Lisa said, yeah, my wishes get fulfilled. That's so smart. Oh, Rhonda found an article and she posted it. Thank you. Sarah said I made a 10 by 10 granny square blanket. I made the squares at school and then brought them home and crocheted them into the blanket. So how long did that take, Sarah? And how big were the squares? Mel said Adam is also working from home because office flooded 2 weeks ago. Oh no. Oh, Candy, whoa. She said in the middle of dinner, so I have to keep walking away. You mean cooking? I was like thinking that you were like actually eating dinner with your family. You're probably cooking. Tracy said, hi, everyone. Don't you hate when you miss the notification because you were paying attention to your job? Ugh. Sarah said, I'm done with the squares and working on the border. That's awesome. Carrie said, if I have to hold stuff back with one hand while I pull something off the shelf with the other. Exactly, I know. But where am I going to go with it? What am I going to give up? It's like Sophie's Choice. It's not like Sophie's Choice. I did not mean that. I didn't. It was just a joke. I'm sorry. Rhonda said my mother-in-law made us a king-size granny square blanket with red heart. That sucker was so warm we couldn't use it on the bed. Was it super thick? I knew what you meant, Rhonda. Lisa said benefit of packing my project for Florida is that my craft room gets somewhat organized. Still have lots to sort through, though. Maybe tomorrow I'll spend 15 minutes. Maybe even when we get done here. I'm trying so hard. And somehow it still gets piled up. I don't know. I need to spend like 6 weeks never leaving this room. I bet it would only be worse. That is so sad. Right? So sad. Sarah said the squares had 10 rounds in them. I made 100 squares. It took me a year. That is awesome. I mean, I'm still making lanterns for the Mystic Lantern, crocheting them. But I make a whole string and then crochet it to the next string. So whenever I feel like it, I either do that or I do hexies right now. Making dinner, yes. Ooh, dear spaghetti. Rhonda said, I don't know if it was thick or if the acrylic didn't breathe. Maybe a little bit of both, huh? Do you still have it, Rhonda? Mel said, challenge for tomorrow. Everyone who wants to do 15-minute check-in with the group tomorrow. I need accountability, buddy. 15-minute check-in for doing piles. Cleaning up piles in their office or studio or whatever. Lisa said, I have piles. I'm the clutter queen. I like just keep cramming stuff into spaces. I start out really organized and then I don't leave myself space to add to it, if that makes sense. So then I buy like interfacing and I don't have a place to put it. Regular noodles. Deer spaghetti sounds like the noodles are made of deer. Sarah said, now my work project are corner to corner squares. Oh my goodness, that sounds cool. Carrie said, Mel, I make no promises. What are we checking in on? I will start checking in after I do 15 minutes. I think that's a good idea. If anyone else wants in on that, I will start doing that in the group. Because it's really bad in here. And I've had it clean many times. Too many times. Oh, I'm sorry, Rhonda. I'm so sorry. I think about that more than you would think. What you guys have been through. Elizabeth said, Lisa, I don't know about that. I may be able to challenge you for the title of Clutter Queen. If I'm doing an accountability post, do I have to put pictures up? Because I don't really want to. But maybe it would be a good thing. I'm sure some of you guys know who Fly Lady is, and she says you can't organize clutter, but I I don't know how to get rid of certain things. I do the best I can getting rid of it. The only thing I hoard is craft supplies, as you guys know. Elizabeth said I have one little path in my craft from the door to the back wall, and my kitchen table is covered with yarn too. You can do whatever you want. You are a grown lady, Elizabeth. That sounds like heaven. Candy said I'm good at making piles. I put it away eventually. Oh, Aaron said Candy homemade sourdough garlic bread. Lisa said, much rather knit or spin than sort things. My organizing for Florida reminds me of how much I have and need to stick to working on. I'm getting cabinets for organizing where I can see what I have. I bet that helps. Like, I don't know why my hair is so crazy tonight. But you know, there's everyone has a different organizing style, and John's is that he needs to see everything. But I didn't realize that until in the last year or two, probably. And so now I think about how I can make it so he, even in the fridge, like I'm thinking like I need more clear containers because he needs to see it. So, and I have a completely different style because I get anxious if I can see everything. So, you know, married people stuff. Carrie said that's okay. Yarn isn't clutter. That's right. Melissa said, I organize. Melissa, your clutter, I've seen pictures and your clutter is very organized and you are so crafty. Mel said, no pictures, just do your best. That sounds like a Fibre Love Diary kind of challenge, doesn't it? But I might share a picture. No pictures required. Let's say that. Jan, what? Jan just bought a 36-inch 4-shaft Leclerc for $150. Score of October. Kira said, me too, hoard crafts and books. I can't help it. Erica said, my small craft room downstairs is full of things I'm hiding from my puppy Joseph so he doesn't eat it. Elizabeth, I can reach everything, Elizabeth. So it's still heaven for me. She said it would be heaven if I could reach everything. Gotta get it under control before I knock over a towering mountain of yarn, fiber, and bury myself. That's my current situation, but I don't care. Natalie said we moved 6 months ago and just now tackling the craft room. It is about a third of the size I had before, so it's a struggle. Oh my goodness, that is going to be a struggle. Natalie, if you come up with anything creative for organizing, let us know. Melissa said my husband built me floor-to-ceiling bookshelves for my yarn so I can see it and cubby holes under my table for the things I want to hide. I love that. Erica said score of October is exactly right. That is such a score. Lisa said I do get anxious, but I stay on track if I see everything. Also, my cabinets have to be mouse and moth proof. Ooh, tough to find, I bet. Have you tried the pheromone traps, Lisa? Because I keep one up all the time just to make sure that if one gets in the house, it'll stick itself to the trap. And it only attracts, I think it's the males. And, you know, if the males are always dead, there can never be any babies. I don't know why I did that. Oh, shoot. Hang on. I'm frozen. All right. Just a doggone minute. Sorry, you guys. I said, oh, it worked. Yay. I said I was going to order a new GoPro, didn't I? Rhonda said, wow, great buy, Jan. Deb said, I'm so organized. I've been looking for my vacuum cleaner for the past 10 minutes. But you just moved, Deb. It doesn't count. You have like another year. Susie said, all my fiber and yarn is in my craft room, so the rest of the house is okay. Wow, that's pretty good. I bet I have yarn in every room. No lie. Sarah said, we're like dragons. That'd make a good video if I just go in every room and try and see if I can find the yarn. Sarah said, we're like dragons with our hordes of craft stuff. I literally said that yesterday to someone. He was like, if you have any fleeces you want to sell, let me know. And I was like, I don't sell, I buy. Silly. Carrie said, the puppy story reminds me my kitten Fern has started raiding my yarn stash, dragging out skeins and bringing them to me at night in bed while working, sitting on the sofa. That's so sweet. Elizabeth said, I feel you. Oh no, Erin. Said, let it go. You found it. Cindy said, I've lost so much yarn. I've tried everything. Now my yarn goes in comforter bags. Works well. That's smart. Carrie, the pics of your kittens are so cute. Carrie said she doesn't claw at them, just picks up the skein. That is so sweet. It's like if she was bringing you, like, it's so much better than a dead vole. Right? That's what our cats used to bring us when I was a kid. Susie said, I'm currently doing a spin according to your breed study, Rambouillet and Polworth. So far, the Polworth, isn't it wonderful? She said, I will spin Rambouillet soon. I have a whole bump of Polworth silk coming to me to dye. Deb said, today is officially 1 year since settlement, and this place is still surprising us. You still have a year, Deb. I feel like 2 years is fair. Don't we all agree that it's a 2-year minimum? Kiera said, that's what I tell my nieces and nephew. I'm a dragon in a human disguise. I have a book about that, actually, Kiera, called The Last Dragon? I don't know. Mercer Mayer illustrated it. It is so cool. I've had it since I was a little kid. Lisa says, yes, I use those traps, but I'm still paranoid of the moths. I also have mouse bait, but this time of year they are already moving in. We have had that in previous years. I haven't seen a thing yet, Lisa. I'm scared. I wish I hadn't said that. That was a bad idea. My yarn bowl's wooden. Because they try to move in here too. This time of year. Elizabeth said, I didn't mention the large basket of yarn in my bedroom too. Oh, Candy's ready to eat spaghetti. Oh, Jan said we moved from a 6,000 square foot house to a rental that is 1,200. If you figure out how to organize, let me know. I'd love to. I'd love to let you know. I feel like no matter how much space you give me, I will fill it up with hoarded craft stuff. Like, you could give me 2 times the space and it would probably still be messy and disorganized. I'm just not good with that. Carrie said, much better than a dead thing. It's like she knows I like yarn. That's probably it. Okay, good. Elizabeth said 2-year minimum. You're probably within your 2 years then, Elizabeth. Right? You moved before Deb, didn't you? But not that much before. I bet you're still in your 2 years. So none of this counts. Candy said, I missed it. What's a 2-year minimum? Your house, when you move, Candy, you've got a whole 2 years. Until then, it's not disorganized. You're just moving. I've not read that, Aaron. The best dragon story is The Paper Bag Princess. Rhonda said, I'm thankful that the weather is starting to cool off so I can start on the pile of boxes in the garage from our move. Oh, yeah, I would imagine you wouldn't want to be unpacking boxes in the garage in Texas in summer. Ooh, sounds terrible. Tracy said, I've been storing those storing fiber in those vacuum bags to protect it, but I wish I could have it out and visible all the time. I do have handspun hanks out on a yarn board, and I love looking at it. I can see that because I do think I get more done when it's all staring at me. Like having all that fleece in the closet, I don't think that helps me get through it. That's why I did challenge myself a few times to like just go in there and pick something out and get it spun. I guess I should start that again. Candy said, OMG, Mercer Mayer, I used to buy books for the kids all the time. Well, I'm older than you, Candy. And I think my mom bought me that book when I was like 8. Maybe it's called Everyone Knows What a Dragon Looks Like. I can't remember. I feel like that might be the title of it. It is so adorable. Okay, Elizabeth. So now you're in the grace period. 2-year minimum, then there's a grace period. I say a year. I mean, that's just my opinion. Yes, Candy, you can. The Paper Bag Princess. I'm going to have to look that up. Rebecca said, I got a warp stand and shuttles and all of it. Wow, including the loom for free. Holy smokes. Yeah, I think a 1-year grace period is fair, especially if you're working full time. Come on. You're not a machine. Carrie said, I did all of the me and my insert something here, sister, brother, dad. Oh, yeah. Lisa said, Mercer Mayer was my favorite too. Still get them for my grandkids. I love it. Rhonda said, hey, you're moving until the last box is unpacked. There you go. See, Melissa said it took me 3 years for my house. I mean, we haven't finished certain things in this house. And I just bought paint for that stupid bathroom upstairs. Because as soon as I put in new flooring, the rest of the bathroom looked horrible. If anyone would like to come over and help me paint some cabinets. The paint is such a pretty color. I can't wait. But I just also don't feel like prepping cabinets. Candy said I have to keep some fiber visible, so stay constantly inspired and motivated to always keep spinning. I mean, I have plenty of it out. I was a little burnt out, but I'm back on it, man. Finally. Elizabeth said, Rhonda, in that case, I've been moving for the last 9 years. Yeah. When we moved here, we were moving, packing up the basement, and I found a suitcase, and we lived there for 10 years. I found a suitcase, and I was like, why is this so heavy? I opened it, and it had clothes in it that I never found when we moved from the old house, and I just threw away the suitcase with all the clothes in it because they were like moldy. So it was like, bye. If I didn't miss you in the last 10 years, you're out of here. Oh, Elizabeth, I really wish you were closer. Mel said, okay, I'm back. Everyone needed stuff. Deb said, prepping cabinets is the worst, but the finished project is so awesome. I know. I was waiting for the weather to turn, and we've had such a beautiful fall that I have felt like it didn't turn, but soon I won't have an excuse. I'll just have to make it nice. Every time I go in there, I'm mad at myself. So, Carrie said, I'll help you paint cabinets if you help me remove that ugly wallpaper in our kitchen, and I won't even talk about the wallpaper in our bathroom. Is it sized properly, Carrie? Meaning, will it peel off in like tiny strips or big sheets? What are we talking about? Because I do love peeling wallpaper, but I need more info. I love it. Candy said, I agree. Prepping, whether sanding or yeah, that's the problem. I don't mind the painting. It's the prep, and if you don't prep right later on, it's like, oh man, I really messed this up. Susie said a sheep milking farm near me sold a garbage bag full of fleece for $15. I'm so surprised at how soft the fleece is. Do you know what the breed was, Susie? She said, sometimes I miss washing fleece. It's weird what things we can fall in love with over time, isn't it? Because I didn't like it at first, and now I love it. Erin, come over. She said, I just painted my laundry and kitchen cabinets. It feels so good. Because I know my kitchen needs a fresh coat of paint too, and like some caulk, because we moved our cabinets up to the ceiling and then put a shelf underneath them and put the crown molding back over. So like I need to caulk the nail holes and the cracks and get a fresh coat of paint on all of it. And we did that like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and I still haven't done it. I'm really outing myself. Carrie said, no idea. It's been there since the 80s, and judging by the rest of her house, it was probably done wrong. Oh no. Is it the kind where the outer like part is vinyl? Because that's harder to get off. Not saying it is, because it's probably not from the 80s. Elizabeth said peeling wallpaper is like peeling sunburn. I'm down for it either way. See, that's it. We need to have a party at your house. Matthew McConaughey can make cocktails, and we will peel some wallpaper. Hey, Joanne. He said we can't remove the wallpaper. It might be load-bearing wallpaper. Terry said I can't use a 2-year or last box when I... Yes, you can, Terry. Yes, you can. I feel like, Terry, your excuse is exactly the same as moving with what you did. Elizabeth said, Matthew McConaughey, that's impressive wallpaper. Sarah said we removed the wallpaper in our house and found that the previous owners just kept adding new wallpaper on top of the old 7. I've never seen 7 layers. I think I had 3 in a house once. No, Natalie said, have you heard of Retique? Retique? Supposedly minimal prep and makes painted cabinets look like wood. I'm going to try it, right? In 2 of my bathrooms. Let me know, Natalie. Makes painted cabinets look like, okay. Erica said, no, I can't do that. I'm trying to paint wood cabinets. Erica said, I have some wallpaper from the 30s. I want to reveal, not sure how. That would be very tricky because some of it over the 30s wallpaper is probably kind of delicate. How many layers are over it, Erica? Sarah said, Carrie, I think we have the same builders. I like it, Natalie. I don't mind caulking. Erica said, I'm glad to know who Matthew is now and also would love to be at a wallpaper party. Wouldn't that be so fun? Mel, you are so from Minnesota. 7 layers, oof. Sarah said our house was built in 1947. Elizabeth said, Sarah, I bet you gained half a foot of space. I know, really. Did you take all 7 off? I feel like that's when I look at it and I'm like, maybe we want wainscoting in here. Oh, it was volunteers that built your house from a previous owner's church. Wow. It is a lot of layers. 3 layers of carpeting, really? Were they just like, ew, this old carpeting will make great carpet pad? So Sarah's whole room was bigger. It was taller. Erica said, not Not sure how many layers of paneling one and maybe a couple. Oh my goodness. Not sure how many layers of paneling one and maybe a couple more. Oh my goodness. Sarah, are you serious? Were you cramped in that room? UCB? Elizabeth says here is your house of carnival fun house. Don't make me cough. No. What? Sarah said they layered carpet padding on top of old carpet, then put on the new carpet 3 times. So, excuse me, how did they get the staples to stick through? And also, how do you open a door? Do you just cut the bottom of the door off, or because you need a? Well, Matthew McConaughey has said not built. Oh, they redid the plumbing, floors. Well, I see walls and kitchen. I'm sure Sarah said, Elizabeth, it feels like it sometimes. I would think that that you would have that feeling when you pull like carpet back and you find another layer and you're like, oh, another layer. You pull that back and find another one. You must have been like, this is like one of those Russian nesting dolls. What is happening? Elizabeth said staples. They probably use railroad spikes. I'm sorry, but you guys have an older house, right, Matthew? So, I mean, it's probably built very well underneath all the wallpaper with grapes. It's grapes. Okay. Sarah said we have a Capcom. I don't know what that means. Style home, no doors on the first floor. I'll have to look that up. No way, Mel. I've never heard of that. She said my old house had tile on top of tile in the shower. I mean, excuse me. Candy said those are some crazy houses. Matthew said built in 1847, moved in 1930. Oh my gosh. I almost bought a house that had been moved. Um, when we got there, John and I were dating. When we got there to do the inspection, there was like 6 or 8 inches of water in the basement. And so we didn't. I mean, I feel like I'm just lucky it was raining that weekend right before. Elizabeth said that sounds cool though. Sarah said everything we go to do a project, we find 5 other things that need attention first. Plus, it's always a surprise. I feel like that is so typical, unfortunately. Mel said when we did the first demo of Adam's mom's house, the walls were insulated with feed sacks. Really? So, in my old house, when I met John, it was built in 1918, so not as old as Carrie and Matthews. But if you, it had old plaster, that really hard plaster, and if you got a piece of it, there was horsehair in it. And John had to like explain to me that they did that. I didn't know. It's sort of weird, but it's real. Sarah said sorry, Cape Cod. Got it. I do know what a Cape Cod is. Sorry. Rhonda said just peel out the carpet, wallpaper, and ceiling, and you will have a whole new room you can add on. Sarah said, Elizabeth, not really. Even though we've done a lot of work here, it doesn't look like it. There will be a turning point someday, Sarah, where you've done enough where you're like, oh my gosh, look at this. It happens. She said we won't talk about the state of the electrical system. Oh no. Mel said the day we moved into our first house, the flat roof was leaking. That house was a DIY disaster. DIY disaster. I had a flat roof addition in my old house. Oh my gosh. Flat roofs are not meant for places where there's snow. Natalie said, wow, Sarah, you were brave to take on that house. I'm sure it has a lot of character. There you go. What a nice thing to say, Natalie. Susie said, I'm so glad to learn that I'm not the only one with 5 projects on the go. I need to clone myself. I need to finish some of the projects that I start. Joanne said, Arna and Carlos found old fabric as window insulation in his family home. He rescued it, washed it, and is making crazy quilt patches. I love him. Of the 2 of them, he is my favorite by a huge margin. Joanne's, oh, sorry, I already read that one. Silly me. Sarah said, I hope to live to see it, Trish. It's been 20 years. It'll happen. Deb's at electrical. I know a guy. Deb's got a great story about her electrician. My electrician is my son. And it better not be the same story, Deb. Sarah said, Natalie, it definitely has character. I'll tell you, my one from 1918 had character, but it was like that old guy in the movies that, you know, never really knows what's going on. He's just a sidekick and he wears a hat that's like always smushed and everything. That was the character. Rhonda, you love them too? I love them. Hey, Melanie, darn. I only have a couple more minutes. Lisa said, finishing projects is my goal for this winter. I do have a few planned to start. I used to make us lists. And it wasn't like a to-do list, like you need to check these things off, but it was like, so whenever we finished something, we could have the next thing to focus on written somewhere where we saw it. And that really worked. Because for me, while I'm working on one project, I'm like gathering, the stuff for the next project, the materials and things. And then I could really get a lot done. I guess this winter I need to work on it. Well, Carrie, I think I should let Deb tell her own story. But it's a good one. Terry said, OMG, I'm almost ready to divide for the sleeves. Terry, that's a huge, huge chunk of the sweater. Rebecca, I do not know so much about Leclerc's, but I would start by Googling and seeing if you can find videos where you actually can see them like in motion being used, so you can decide what things aren't quite right, if that makes sense. Like one that's in good working order and is being used. I think Barbara Dittmer on TikTok, and maybe she has a YouTube too, has a Leclerc. So she might be a good one to go to. But for ours, the ones that I have, I looked them up in motion and being used so that I could see, like, is there anything I'm missing that's not working right? And then I focused on that. Natalie said this house we just bought was built in 1974, a great year. Let me say that. And has a resident ghost, so that's new. My goodness, Natalie. Have you seen it? Sarah said, I came home from work one day in September and a quarter of my roof was painted silver. What? Do you... Oh, Lisa, are you taking them all with you? You must be. Sarah said, we had sprung a leak during all the rain and my husband thought he grabbed the black sealant and instead grabbed the silver. Oh, no. Rhonda said, Natalie, growing up, a family down the block had a ghost. Theirs was helpful. We moved into a house when I was 5. Weirdly, Elizabeth, right after I turned 5. And the man whose family built it, he passed away like while they were in construction of it, and they never moved in. And then my family bought it, and they always made not jokes, but talked about him being there. But I never saw him. Terry said hit the like button. Thank you, Terry. I didn't think about it tonight. Probably because I didn't plan this. I just kind of sat down and started knitting. Did you see the ghost, Elizabeth? Lisa said not all of them, but the ones I feel I'll get done. Smart. And you can always yarn shop. I think I told you guys that Friday night we met our second oldest for a birthday dinner. He and his partner have like birthdays just a couple weeks apart, so we usually get them together and do everything together. And then he let us know that he has COVID. He found out today. But we're pretty sure, we're pretty sure he got it over the weekend after we saw him. So, and I have no symptoms. If he got it from us, you know what I'm saying, I would have symptoms by now. Elizabeth said I never saw anything, but there were often footsteps in the upstairs when no one was up there. That's crazy. Bonnie said, hi, Trish and everyone. It looks like I missed most of the live, but I'm glad I made it in. Welcome. Oh my gosh. Natalie said, yes, ghost seen 3 times. Weird thing, I was at the courthouse and saw a picture of a judge and I recognized him. It's our ghost. What? That's crazy. You should be on TV with that story. I've never seen one, but I swear I got touched once. I was cleaning John's old house. We used to rent it out. And I was like leaning way over the sink. It was in a corner. And so my t-shirt in the back like pulled up a little bit. And I'm telling you, I felt like somebody just took their finger and went like that across my back. It was the scariest thing. Since I've never had anything like that happen, but it was the weirdest. And it was like, it felt like someone was behind me, if that makes sense. It was crazy. You guys are going to think I'm a loon, but I swear it happened. Mel said I still need to finish painting 3 small walls from back when I did the dining room. That was like 2 years? No, Mel, that can't be. That was like 6 months ago. Bonnie has seen them also. That makes me feel so much better. Carrie said, I don't think you're a loon. I wasn't thinking about anything. Like, I was just trying to scrub the kitchen down. Wild. All right, I finished my row. Thank you for keeping me company on Thursday night. I love you guys. We're going to see my dad this weekend, so I probably won't be here. But I think next week I'll have a video out. I hope. So, have a great one. And hopefully I'll see you early next week. I love you. Bye.